Design Technology Textiles GCSE, in-depth knowledge, textiles and the impact on the environment. Your first task is to create a mind map on how textiles can impact on the environment. Pause the video now and write down as many issues as you can think of. Let's go through the answers. The use of fossil fuels is a big issue in textiles, as fossil fuels are used to make synthetic fabrics that cannot be replaced and are unsustainable. Using chemicals and pesticides to grow natural materials such as cotton can pollute the soil and the water. High amounts of water is used to grow cotton, wash and dye fabrics, which uses up resources, and this is often in poorer countries that can't afford to lose the natural water. High amounts of energy is used to work machinery in the factories. Fashion often ends up in landfill and sometimes does not biodegrade. This causes pollution and mass landfill sites. Transportation of products around the world uses fossil fuels and can cause pollution in the air. Pollution from factories, manufacturing fashion, and lastly, the use of dyes and bleaches to colour fabrics can lead to river pollution and fumes. This is not an exhaustive list. There may be others that you can add to this. How do the following affect the environment? Looking at dyeing and bleaching, machinery, raw materials and transportation, write down how each one affects the environment. Pause the video now. Dyeing and bleaching. Pollution of rivers and water supplies. Dyeing, bleaching or adding finishes to fabrics involves highly toxic chemicals and a lot of water. The water is used to rinse the fabric. This water is then released into nearby rivers, causing pollution, affecting wildlife and humans. Machinery. High amounts of energy is used during the production of large amounts of power in factories. Pollution is created such as carbon dioxide. Growing raw materials. Growing cotton requires large amounts of pesticides. These are harmful to insects and birds and often pollute water supplies. They can dry out different areas in different countries and cause disease. Transporting goods around the world. CO2 from transportation of goods around the world has a negative effect on the environment and uses high amounts of fossil fuels that are unsustainable. The 6 R's. Recycling. Recycling means to take an existing product that has become waste and reprocess the material to use in a new product. A good example of this is PET. This is a type of plastic bottle that has been recycled to make a fabric. Reducing. Reducing means to minimise the amount of material and energy you use. Maybe doing things by hand or having less transportation. Repairing. When a product breaks, don't throw it away, try to fix it. Repair holes and repair zips. Rethinking. Ask whether we can sustain our current way of life and the way we design and make, and how can we make that better and more sustainable? For example, using organic cotton that's pesticide free. Refusing. Don't use a material or buy a product if you think you do not need it or if it's unsustainable. For example, say no to fast fashion and have more of a capsule wardrobe. Less products that you will wear more often. Reusing. Take an existing product that has become waste and use the material parts for another purpose without processing it. For example, handing your coat down to somebody else who could use it. Marks and Spencer's have done the clothes swap. This is where you take your old clothes in and you can swap it for something in Marks and Spencer's. H&M also do something similar. Here are some examples of environmentally friendly fabrics. Wool, organic cotton, linen, regenerated fabrics and jutes all come from natural resources. This means they are better for the environment, but does not mean that they are the best. Organic materials are better because they do not use pesticides. However, as we are looking to a more sustainable future, There are more unusual fabrics that are coming out that can be used. Here are some examples: fruit leather, pina fabric made from pineapples, bamboo fabric from bamboo plants, hemp, sea cell fabric made from seaweed, soya fabric made from soya beans, and the one we mentioned earlier, PET, recycled polyester from plastic bottles.